It is a beautiful Saturday, guys. I'm just doing a little laundry and taking care of things and ready for training on the track. I'm still in Western North Carolina. I love it here, and I'm ready to really take it to the next level this year. But I'd like to talk today about financial financial freedom and success, and also restarting your finances. And we all, in some time, in some period of our time, our lives, we had a seasons where we were doing great financially, we were doing great. Everything was perfect. We had a great job or had a good family and making good money and everything working out. And then things happens for some reason or another. Sometimes it's because relationships is not improving, or it's actually getting worse. Sometimes things happens in the relationship. Sometimes people don't want to be in the relationship any longer, and so a lot of times after the split, after the divorce or whatever, walking away from relationship, it's really very difficult sometimes to get all the finances together. It takes time and a lot of energy, and so it's hard. A lot of people would rather stay in a horrible relationship than take the step towards to freedom and in being in some temporarily very discomfort situation, because it always takes, unless you are really well off and really successful, it's usually takes some time to restore everything. And so that happened to me this time, a third time. First, it happened to me when I left Czech Republic and I left my marriage and left the country, I left everything, and I went to United States. So it took me some time to figure out how to make money in the United States and how to restart my life. Right? At the same time, later on, when I got married, when I got actually married and started to work, because I didn't have some status, and things happened and I lost everything. I got married, but the marriage wasn't the greatest, and I finally walked away and I had to restart it again. And then this time I did it third time. I had a great marriage, everything was perfect, good family, but I decided to move on to the next level. She didn't want to. She wanted to stay with her children, grandchildren. That's what she wanted to be. She wanted to be Nana. I wasn't ready to be grandpa, so I had to move on. I'm not gonna drag anything with me. I'm not gonna manipulate anybody. I'm not gonna force somebody to live my life. I was ready to write a book and fly airplanes and train triathlons and live off grid. She wanted to be Nana and take care of babies, and that's fine. So I had to move on. And so they took a little while to get myself back into shape, financially, especially. And so this is what I would say is the typical thing, what usually happens if you want to really succeed and get back in the right position so you can feel comfortable. Number one, usually what I always do after I leave and everything is kind of settled, first what I do, I found a job, no business, no some nonsense, just looking for your best passion. You got all this crazy stuff on YouTube. You don't want to go back to work and this and that. Listen, if you need the money, find a freaking job, but it has to be there's a few requirements for the job. It has to be something what you kind of enjoy. You don't want to be going miserable, go to work, but something what something you kind of enjoy. But it doesn't have to be something you have to stay there forever, right? But something that really kind of sits with you and you don't have to force yourself to go to work. Second thing has to be something that is steady. I've done a lot of jobs like tree businesses and constructions and all this crazy. Sometimes even trucking wasn't steady. And so if the job is not steady, if you don't have a Monday to Friday steady paycheck, it's gonna be horrible for you to get yourself back in shape. So find a job, find a steady job, Monday till Friday, at least 8 hours a day, get paid. The best thing is if you can do contracting job, where like on a job for company, and it's under contract. I'm a contractor, so they don't take my taxes. They don't mess with my thing. I just drive. There's the key. That's their truck, and I go home. I don't have to mess with some their own nonsense. They don't take any money out of my paycheck. They don't. I just deal with myself. So it's kind of like I'm almost like an owner operator without my own truck. So that's probably the best option if you can do that, if you can do something, but it has to be something steady. Monday till Friday, steady paycheck. No wondering, oh, it's gonna be rain, I might not be working on the construction. Oh, it's gonna be windy, I'm not gonna be able to do the tree work, or the business is slow. No, it has to be something with a steady every freaking day, Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day at least. And then it will take some time. Usually it's very discouraging because sometimes it just took me almost 6 months now after being completely wiped out, no money saved up, behind on everything, or sometimes even 2 months, 3 months behind, constantly having horrible, problem with the money. I finally got to the position where after almost 6, 7, maybe almost 8 months now, I feel absolutely comfortable. I paid off a lot of things. I don't have nobody's calling me anymore. I really need money. And the third thing, what I would say, is to live way below your means. It all makes sense what I'm saying, but a lot of people just, when they hear live below your means, once you start to make money, it's really not what people want to hear. They want to hear, oh, just once you start to make money, just have a good time. No. 8 months. I had some little dinners outside. I had some few things in there. I went a short little vacation, but it was after 6 months. I went a short little tiny vacation to Florida. I stayed one night on Airbnb, pay some $70 a night, close by the St. Augustine. That's it. And then I don't spend any money on anything else except pay everything caught up first, paid everything off, and then we'll invest. Just put some money aside to invest. Save money and invest a little bit, because that will pay off the big chunk of money later. And so, same thing was the second time when I got divorced and left here and all the craziness. I went to trucking, and there was company which was very busy. They were like, I could work 7 days a week if I wanted to. I had to refuse the loads. So that was great. I didn't make a lot of money back then. It was 2004. I was making like, if I made $600 a week, 6 days a week, I was lucky. But it was steady. It was steady. It was every freaking day, Monday to Friday, or sometimes actually Monday to Saturday. And that's what supported me. And I paid things off, built my credit up, and built what I wanted to do, the lifestyle I wanted, because of the stability. And then last time when I got divorced and I left the farmhouse and everything, I went to Colorado and built my off-grid. I couldn't find anything decent. It was just trucking, but it was really seasonal, and he was just not that interested in it. It just kind of was on and off. Then I had some other odd jobs. It wasn't stable, and I was struggling for a long time. About, I would say, at least 3-4 years. I struggled constantly, money problem, and I finally landed in this job, which is, it's not the best job in the world. It's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's a steady job, and I'll stick with it until I fix everything, pay things off. I'll be able to pay off pretty much everything this summer. So I have no debts, I have no bills, no overhead. And that's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it. Just to get steady. Don't worry too much about how that looks or how you feel about it. It doesn't matter. You just want to have something steady, something simple, and work on yourself. Work on your skills, the skills which you want to improve. So then once you're done with this job, when you pay off things, when you settle things, you can move on your own. But don't listen to this garbage, these losers on YouTube. They always tell you, oh, just start your own business and don't work for anybody and don't do this and don't, it's just universe will bring you something, no work. And you can do that if that's what you own. But trust me, I've done it 3 times, and every time it was the same principle. work, steady job, save up a little money, pay things off, or invest and work on yourself and work slowly on your purpose to get out of it. All right, talk to you next time.